Today's video is brought to you by the First Descendant. Guys, we are so excited about this game. Created by Nexon, the First Descendant is a free TPS co-op action RPG shooter. And if you guys haven't caught wind yet, it's the all-new sci-fi fantasy third-person looter shooter on the block. It's been developed in Unreal Engine 5, which means high-quality graphics and immersive gameplay. And believe me, the footage speaks for itself. The game looks visually stunning, and the First Descendant will feature up to 4-player co-op multiplayer, distinctive skills and combat styles, and a variety of characters to play and monsters to fight. There's even a grappling hook for increased vertical movement while fighting, just for some added movement. Now, the First Descendant will be hosting a closed beta on October the 20th through the 26th. So be sure to register now for a chance to secure a spot. All you have to do is visit the First Descendant homepage and sign up. We'll have a direct link to their website in the description, and while you're at it, go ahead and add it to your Steam wishlist as well, so you don't miss any future updates in the coming months. Guys, I'm really looking forward to getting my hands on this game, so expect to see much more coverage from us in the future on this one. We'll be playing through the beta on our Twitch, so make sure you stop by to say hello and see what First Descendant is all about. Thank you again to the First Descendant for sponsoring today's video. Fellas, it's that time again. A new season is upon us, and if you just want the cliff notes for what the hell is about to happen, these are our 10 biggest changes coming tomorrow. Starting with Arc 3.0. That's right, guys, another 3.0 version of our subclasses. Arc is looking to be pretty nasty, not just for PvE, but especially for PvP. Lots of movement abilities. Everyone was complaining about not getting Twilight Garrison on Titans, but now we have a movement ability. Warlocks is literally going to be able to teleport. Hunters are going to be able to blink. Titans got Juggernaut back. Like, I hate how broken Sandbox gets inside of Destiny. At the same time, I also love it. Regardless, though, we've already collected a few builds for each class, as well as a number of weapons that are looking to be quite nasty starting tomorrow. Feel free to check that video out. At number 2, new raid. And by new raid, I mean reprise raid. More specifically, a Destiny 1 raid. Now, some people are going to want to know what the new raid is. So before we go any further, understand this is a spoiler, and I do advise clicking away right now or fast forwarding this video. But the new raid coming tomorrow, or Friday, not tomorrow, but coming with the new season is King's Fall, which personally I think is going to eat everybody's lunch. I know a lot of people are like, yo, we're going to be able to beat that raid. We've done it before. Watch what I say. This raid is going to put the hurt on folks. At number 3, we have Eruption game mode coming to Iron Banner. Now, Iron Banner's been changing up season to season. We just had Rift come as the feature playlist for Iron Banner. Eruption game mode is an entirely new game mode, which is extremely engaging, or at least it should be. Eruption essentially is going to be Clash with energy boosts based on kill streaks. And essentially killing your opponents scores 1 point and a normal amount of energy. But as you begin to get more eliminations in a row without dying, and assist count 2, you start to become surging, which generates even more points, more super energy, more grenade and melee and class energy, until you reach a point where you begin to glow brightly and your team goes on a hunt. And everyone on the team gains 5% super, 10% grenade, melee, and class energy. And you gain 12% in your super and 5% grenade, melee, and class energy. There's a lot of other things that's tying into this game mode, but overall, Eruption looks like a lot of fun. And by the way, Bungie also revealed the dates of when Iron Banner is coming back next season, so if you want to put that on your calendars, yes, it only comes twice per season now, which is kind of a bummer. Either way it goes, I'm excited to try this one out. At number 4, Dares of Eternity weapons are getting not only new perk pools, but also origin traits. Guys, the BXR is one of the best weapons in the game. I love Wastelander. There's a lot of great weapons tied to Dares of Eternity. Combine that with the likes of new perk updates and trait combinations, as well as whatever the new origin traits is going to be, these are going to be quite nasty. At number 5, we have redesigned Gambit and Iron Banner origin traits. Now, Bungie had actually mentioned that the Gambit and Iron Banner origin traits were too specific to be generally useful, so they've both been redesigned. Invader Tracker, the Gambit origin trait, has now been renamed to Gun and Run, with redesigned functionality to give a sprint speed increase on multi-kills. Now, Skulking Wolf, which is the Iron Banner origin trait, has been redesigned to activate on kills while at low health, so it will now work in all the PvP. And we actually brought this up because that's actually a big deal. Skulking Wolf stays at final blows with your weapon, grant enhanced radar, and removes you from opposing radar. That's huge, guys. Seems like a small change, but the fact that it can work in all of PvP now and will activate on kills at low health, you can see how beneficial this can be, especially the fact that it's going to remove you from radar. Now, number 6, new exotics with intrinsic champion mods. Guys, this is actually huge. Bungie is just giving us the works when it comes to our exotics. Things like La Monarch is going to get overload rounds. Thunderlord is going to get Intrinsic Overload. Malfeasance is going to get Unstoppable. Wishender is going to get Anti-Barrier. I think out of all of these, I'm most excited about Love Monarch, because Love Monarch was already so good. But now that it's going to have Intrinsic Overload, it is arguably going to be the best weapon to deal with Overload champions. And on top of that, we need to probably make a Void 3.0 build for Love Monarch. It's just too good, man. Now, number 7, exotic armor pieces are now going to be able to synergize with Glaives, or at least more. Now, this is actually going to be addressed even further into the season as well as next season. But there's going to be even more interaction between Glaives and exotic armors that buffs melees. And they're also going to be fixing Glaive hit detection. Now, Glaive melee attacks will be able to activate with these exotics: ACD Feedback Fence, Karnstein Armlets, and Necrotic Grips. Now, considering we're also going to be getting Arc 3.0 next season, fellas, if you don't have Nezarec, please get that Glaive. It's Arc. It should be synergizing very nicely with Arc 3.0, and you'll be able to pair this with each of these exotics. And again, more will be able to synergize later in the future. At number 8, heavy grenade launchers got a buff. Now, this is an increase in damage versus majors and a buff by 10%, but it does, of course, exclude Parasite. Now, what this actually does is that it reverses, in some ways, the nerf that Anarchy received against bosses. Guys, Anarchy's coming back. It deals arc damage. It's a heavy grenade launcher. By the way, the nerf that it received was against bosses, not champs. I really think this is going to be very, very good. I also want to try out Prospector again and see how that's doing. We also have Tarnation, which is another heavy grenade launcher that deals arc damage, so that should synergize pretty nicely with Arc 3.0. And a number of other GLs, guys, that are going to be very good. Anarchy, though, is the one that's standing out the most to me right now. Now, number 9, arguably one of the best changes to hit the game. All hidden weapon stats will be visible in-game. Guys, aim assist, airborne effectiveness, zoom. You will now be able to see these things in-game without having to run to an API or somewhere else. The more we can bite off and see in-game, the better, especially for new light players. Because I think a lot of us understand where to go, whether it's Light GG or maybe it's your favorite YouTuber. By the way, hit the subscribe button. We have resources to run to. But for a new light player, you're probably like, yo, what the hell is this? What does it mean? How does this weapon differ from this weapon? And if you're only working with half the stat values, well, it's difficult to come to your own conclusions. Adding these stats here in-game is fantastic. The way I want to take this moment to say back pain is a real thing, fellas. If it's already creeping up on you right now, I want you to go find a chiropractor and a yoga ball. Stretch twice a day, literally lay on your stomach on the yoga ball. This will open up your back. Even if you feel really good about your back right now, listen to the words I'm telling you. Take care of your back, man. Now, the 10th and final big change coming tomorrow, we are getting Lightfall Info. Guys, there's a lot of speculation on what the hell Lightfall is even going to be. Is the Traveler about to get boned by the Witness? Are we going to let it happen? Are we going to like it? I don't know.
Why are you the way that you are?
Part of me wants to see what's inside the Traveler. At the same time, it would probably obliterate the last city, but you know, who gives a damn? We live on the outskirts anyway, and we're up in the tower. I would say, for the sake of curiosity, their sacrifice is very much worth it. Regardless though, Lightfall reveal will be happening tomorrow. We will be streaming the event as well as lore stuff going into it. So come by the stream, guys. Check us out. There is way more changes than these 10 right here. But these are like the 10 broad changes that are coming this season. If you're interested in some of the nitty gritty, you can always check out some of our TWAB videos. Things like Omnioculus and Lord of Wolves getting nerfed, we've already discussed, which are, of course, big changes. We also did some breakdowns of interviews with Bungie here recently, including the Mercules and Chris Proctor interview. And this kind of gives us a little more insight in the sandbox changes that are coming. Hopefully, sandbox patch notes will be released before Destiny actually goes back online, and we'll actually have a moment to sit down, go over those patch notes, and kind of sift through everything that's dropping on us. Either way it goes, this week's gonna have a ton of hype, and I can't wait to experience it with you. Fellas and ladies, thank you all for coming and watching, and as always,
slap that like button like your mama told you right.